Hello everyone, happy Monday. Welcome back to Zoo to You Virtual Safari. I am Carly. Behind me is Mahali. He is hanging out under the water. You can see his little face there. Mahali has been a highly requested virtual safari and we were waiting for the perfect day to do this, and I think today is a great one, a great way to kick off the week. We are so excited to feature Mohali, our river hippopotamus, and our keepers Dave and Caitlin to tell you all about him, what makes him such a cool animal, cool species. He'll even be doing some enrichment for us during the live, so I think he's ready to get started. As a reminder, tomorrow is Giving Tuesday now. Now, if you're wondering why there's a Giving Tuesday in the middle of May, it's because I think we could all use some support right now, especially here at Denver Zoo. So if you're able, Giving Tuesday is tomorrow, May 5th. So we'll be having a series of lives throughout the day to celebrate Giving Tuesday now, bringing you some of your favorite animals that you haven't yet seen on the virtual safari. So I think we have quite a few people already tuning in. Hi Mariah, hi Abby, hi Lisa. We're so excited for you all. And we're so excited to talk more about Mohali. So we'll get started. I'm gonna flip it over and we're gonna talk to Caitlin. So drop your questions in the comments section here and we'll get started. Hi Ashley, she says hello Mohali and hello Dave. So this is Caitlin, she'll be answering your questions about Mohali, and here we go. He's getting some amazing treats right now. What are we feeding him?
So Mahali is getting some grain. It's for large herbivores, so it's made specifically for him. And he also is getting some bananas and some grapes and what we call monkey chow. So we use these produce and the grain for training, and then mostly he eats hay when he is on his exhibit and overnight. So we use the good stuff for the training.
Hi Jennifer, may the 4th be with you as well. For all the Star Wars fans out there, today is a great day. It is May the 4th. If you get it, you know, may the force, may the 4th. So Dave is painting Mahali's nose right now. What are we doing?
So one of Mahali's behaviors is just a kind of fun thing to do is painting with his whiskers. So he's trained to stay over here and we paint on him and then we put it on a canvas. And so that is it's training and enrichment at the same time. So he gets that, the feeling of the paint on him and the canvas, and being used to that, he gets the keeper interaction, and it's always his choice to come over and participate, and then he's gonna get rewarded with the treats for participating. And
then we can assume that that paint's totally safe for it to be on his nose.
This
He's
is
totally
all
fine.
non-toxic paint, and we have water to wash it off as soon as we're done. But if he didn't like it, he would let us know, and he probably wouldn't even come over. He has done painting enough to know what's about to happen. So.
Yeah, he's having a great day. So we're having a lot of questions already. Jessica is wondering how much he eats each day.
So Mahali gets about 35 pounds of hay every day. It depends on the amount, 30 to 35 pounds, and then he only gets about 2.5 pounds of grain and a mixture of produce, about 300 grams of bananas, apples, all the good stuff to make sure he's staying healthy. So he's on a little bit of a diet with the sweet treats. So the bulk is hay, and 35 pounds is a lot.
Yeah, 35 pounds is a lot. The million-dollar question, Lisa wants to know, how much does he weigh?
So we estimate that Mahali weighs around 4,000 pounds. We do not have a scale to consistently weigh him with, but based on his body condition and the average size of hippos, we can tell that he's about 4,000 pounds.
Jackie is wondering, do we trim his teeth? Ivy wants to know how long they are, and Abby's wondering how they fit into his mouth. So a lot of teeth and mouth questions.
Yeah, so those are modified tusks, the larger ones that you see that kind of curve up. He trims those on his own by using them, which is one of the reasons why we give him toys like his boomer ball, which a lot of people have probably seen him with. So when he is sparring with the ball and playing, that is helping him trim those tusks himself. He has been trained in the past for us trimming them if he needs it, but we would rather him do it naturally because that would be safer for everybody involved. And so we have not recently trimmed his tusks ourselves. And they fit in his mouth because his jaws are really like squishy and big, and so they just kind of like hide in there when he closes his mouth. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can see it.
So you can kind of see his teeth his tusks are really wide open. They don't really have a slot they go into, it just sort of pushes around
it. The top of the mouth.
Yeah, very cool. A lot of people are asking what happens with Mahali's artwork. Sometimes we give it to our volunteers as a thank you for their huge milestones that they hit. Other times it'll go to staff members who are having special occasions. Unfortunately, we don't make nearly enough art to sell it, but we do try to find ways that you all can see it, especially when it's getting made. Sometimes it's for nonprofit organization auctions. So no, unfortunately we don't sell them, everyone, but we know you would love to buy a Mohali original. How old is Mohali and when is his birthday?
So Mohali is 17 and his birthday is December 11th.
Mohali is 17 and his birthday is December 11th, so he'll be 18 this year?
Yep, he'll be 18 coming up in a few months, December. Every month is going by fast right now.
Yes, it is. They're either going by really fast or really slow.
Yeah.
We can't really tell. Lily is 6. Hi, Lily. She's wondering how long Mohali is.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure exactly how long he is. Maybe like 7 feet.
He's pretty big. Hi, Mark. Mark is a very fantastic volunteer that we have here at the zoo. He always tunes in, so hi. Nathan says hi to Mohali as well. For anyone who wants to buy a Mohali painting, we're sorry we can't offer those, but we do have our Denver Zoo shop open at shop.denverzoo.org, and you can pick up a Mohali plushie or a Juna plushie or any type of animal you want. Our books, our toys, all the awesome stuff that you would find in the gift shop is available right there, so thank you. Abby's wondering, what is a hippo's lifespan?
So hippos can live 40 to 50 years on average, and even longer in captivity. So Mohali is kind of like a young adult at 17. His dad lived to 58. So his dad was actually one of the oldest hippos in North America when he was still alive. So they have a pretty long lifespan.
So Mohali looks pretty docile. You know, a lot of people come by and see him, and he's normally kind of resting his chin and his head over on those steps.
Yep.
But talk about why hippos are actually kind of one of the most dangerous animals in the wild.
Yeah, so hippos are very territorial, especially the males. So dominant males will control a territory of land along river banks in Africa where these guys are from. And they are very territorial of their space. So anything that comes into their area, they're going to attack it. And they will even fight each other for space. So that's why the dominant males, the large males, they have to fight for breeding rights and for territory rights and girlfriend rights.
Oh.
So they also would probably, they just see any threat as anything that's in their area. That's how territorial they are. So that can be dangerous for people that go along rivers at night when they're out eating or something like that. But Mohali is docile because he was born in a zoo and he's used to keepers near him.
Erica is watching from England. Hi. And she's wondering, what are his favorite toys? So let's talk about his boomer ball.
Yeah, so obviously most people have seen he has a giant boomer ball. Those are 36 inches, I think, across, and so it's safe for him to play with. They're heavy duty plastic, and we also have what's called a Tipsy Tom, which is a cone shaped ball like toy that we also put in his pool, and those are his absolute favorites. He won't even play with them if they're in his yard, only if they're in the pool for him. So he's a little bit picky with toys.
And if you tune in tomorrow for Giving Tuesday Now, our very first video is going to be with Mohali. We're going to be playing with that boomer ball, and we're going to be revealing just how his artwork turned out. Lala is 9, so now Dave is going to answer some of your questions. She wants to know, can Mohali crush a whole watermelon?
He could, but Mohali doesn't like watermelon. We've tried for a long time and he spits it out. So he's not a watermelon fan.
And so, that's a great kind of link back to the boomer ball. We have to find things that he can enjoy that he can't ingest or swallow. So we have to find really big enrichment items for him because how wide can he open his mouth?
Mahali can open it almost 180 degrees.
Almost
So,
180.
yeah,
Look at,
almost straight up and down.
he is showing you a great view of his
Depending on
mouth.
what you read, like 165-degree angle. So Caitlin is now gonna feed him and train him at this spot, and then one of his favorite behaviors that's the coolest is gonna be this jackpot behavior, where he comes way out of the water to get some treats.
So talk about how long Mahali and hippos can stay underwater, why they prefer the water sometimes, and kind of are they good swimmers?
Water is their protection. So they stay in the water mostly during the daytime in Africa. They're crepuscular animals, which means active in the morning or in the evenings, and they can be nocturnal, which means they're active all night. So during the daytime, they stay cool and protected by being in the rivers and lakes of Africa. So that's part of what they do. It's part of their survival strategy. And then they come up at night and they graze and eat all the grasses. So some people think that hippos can't swim at all. They do a lot of walking on the bottom, but they can swim. They do a dog paddle. They can get to the surface. So Mahali is a good swimmer, and you can watch baby hippos swimming and kicking their feet, but they are very aquatic. They're called hippopotamus is a river horse. So they're grazers, and they love to be in the water. They're very amphibious creatures, and their closest relatives are actually now genetically we found to be whales and dolphins.
Wow. Lily's wondering how deep the pool is.
It's about 6 feet deep.
About 6 feet.
And he's about 4 feet high. So it's a really nice pool so he can be totally submerged.
Amelie is 7. She's wondering if his teeth will ever fall out.
Mahali had baby teeth that came out as his adult teeth came in, and now these are his adult teeth like ours, and they will be with him for life.
Catherine Klein, another one of our amazing volunteers, says, "Hi, Dave. Miss you and Mahali." Eric's wondering if they have predators in the wild and what they are.
Hey, Catherine. And yes, they do. Baby hippo might only weigh 80 pounds. And so you're looking at a crocodile, lions, leopards, hyenas, African wild dogs could take them if the mom isn't very vigilant. That's a nice small morsel for some of the African predators. And so they have to be careful. And one of their main predators is, of course, man. People will try to eat hippo meat, and they also will kill them for protection because they are so dangerous around water.
All right, so what kind of behavior is Caitlin training right now? She keeps kind of opening her hand, and then Mahali opens his mouth.
That is just his open behavior, so we can reward him and give him food. We would have him sustain that for a dental check. So this is just keeper animal interaction. He has 36 of those teeth. He's got 24 molars and then 12 tusks. So this will get us a good visual, and it's keeping him here, keeping him engaged, because soon she's gonna jackpot him, and that's when he's gonna show you guys exactly how big he is.
Some questions about, there he goes. So there he is. He's standing up on his back legs there. He's doing, is this the jackpot behavior?
It was him trying to get a jackpot. So he burst down a little early.
Caitlin didn't signal for it, so
No.
he doesn't get rewarded for it just yet.
The signal's actually shaking the bucket. And so sometimes our animals try to train us. And so he was wanting a jackpot early, but Caitlin didn't fall for it. She backed away, turned her back to him, and he immediately went back down to the water. And we do this when we do our paid encounters. So people are throwing apples to Mahali in August and September. And then the jackpot will be the end game. And so we don't want him to come up too early. So we're getting him used to this so people can come up one at a time and throw apples to him. So it's one of our really good encounters that we do here at the zoo. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, let's see the jackpot behavior up close. We'll get back to your questions here in a second, but I think everyone's going to want to
That's good
see
right there, Carly.
see this.
Just so he doesn't get too nervous. Not a vet, we promise. Let's go, Mohali. Good boy. There we go.
So there you can
Jackpot.
see the jackpot. Mahali's so big, so wrinkly, so cute. We love him. Let's see, we've got lots more questions. And just so you all know, if we do not get to your question today, we're gonna have another Mahali Live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. So we're gonna answer even more of those questions if we can't get them today. It's gonna be our kickoff to Giving Tuesday now. We're gonna show you what Mahali's paintings look like and answer anything we couldn't get to today. Becky, Mahali is 17 years old. Dave, you're getting a hello from Butch and Ashley.
Hey guys.
Jennifer's wondering if there are any plans to breed Mahali and why or why not.
We don't have plans to breed him because his father, Bert, actually produced 30 babies while he was here at our Denver Zoo. He was here for 56 years, produced 30 offspring. So Mahali has brothers and sisters and cousins all around the country. So his genetics aren't really needed for breeding. Bert kind of did all of that for us. In fact, his two sisters live down in the Springs, Zambezi and Kasai. So the closest female hippos to him are actually both his sisters. So no breeding plans for him right now.
Ivy's wondering if he can hear well.
He hears very well, and he can actually pick us up. That's why we didn't come over here immediately. He can hear us speaking. He knows mine and Caitlin's North Carolina accents, and he will swim over to engage us. So he has very good sense of hearing and very good eyesight, good vision on these guys.
What is the best time of day to come by and see Mahali be most active with the boomer ball or any other enrichment?
His most fun, active time would be in the mornings. So either inside playing with the boomer ball, outside when we first put him out. So I would say if you really want to see an active hippo, come as soon as you get to the zoo, as soon as it opens, and he'll be engaged. And that's when we do a lot of our speaking. And then we also shift him in and around at night, and you can see him moving around at the closing of the zoo. So those two times are the best.
Carrie is asking if we have any other hippos besides Mahali. Nope, it is just Mahali here. He is the star of the show when it comes to hippos. Are hippos solitary or are they more group animals?
They're group animals. The females are all in a herd together, and a dominant male will have several girlfriends in a herd. But the males like Mahali that are younger would be more solitary or in more bachelor herds, fighting, practicing, getting ready to hopefully be able to take over a herd themselves. So not uncommon to see a male his age by himself or interacting with other males of similar ages.
Riley wants to know how kind of physically it works for Mahali to get up on his back legs when he is so big.
It really helps with the water. The water really helps with that weight. He can do it inside as well. We've seen that as he's broken some things in our building. He can climb up and be on his back feet without the water's help. But actually having that water for buoyancy really helps. And he is still, it's really good exercise. It's good for his muscles and good for him and his coordination for us to do things like that. So continually working him. He's still a very young hippo at 17. So the more times we interact and train him and get him physically active, the better.
Some questions. Does he sleep in the water? How long can he stay underwater?
He does. He sleeps in the water. He can take naps on land, but most of the time he sleeps underwater. He will come up to take a breath about every 2 minutes and go back down and never even wake up. So me and Caitlin are very careful not to scare him when we're coming into his exhibit or around him. But if he's under duress, if he's stressed out and trying to get away from a predator, he can stay underwater 5 or 6 minutes.
5 or 6 minutes? Mm-hmm. Very cool. So he doesn't sleep underwater all night?
He will sleep underwater and keep coming up and taking a breath.
Yeah. Do you know how long those tusks are? Do you have a kind of like a rough estimation?
Yeah, they're about 15 inches. They're curved, but they're over a foot long.
15 inches. Does Mahali get shots? We talk a lot about kind of husbandry and healthcare. What do we do for Mahali?
Mahali does not get any vaccinations. He has not needed any. Rudy, the rhino in this barn, does get like different vaccinations, and but Mahali right now hasn't needed anything. So Caitlin now is throwing some apples in. We call this bobbing for apples. So we'll see if Mahali can find these and get another treat. So he stays engaged with us. And if people are interested, the name Mahali, it's a Swahili word, and it means spot. And so he has white spots on his back feet that he inherited from his dad.
Oh.
And so we named him Mahali. We looked it up in the Swahili to English dictionary. So he has an African name, and with his little white birthmarks on his feet.
We did get a lot of questions about his name, but I didn't want to ask just in case we didn't know why. So, I didn't want to put anyone on the spot. So there you go. Mahali means spot. Hi, Andrew. Mahali's not going to have a baby because he is a male. And tomorrow morning, if you love the boomer ball, we're actually gonna put that in his pool tomorrow morning when you tune in. So you're really gonna want to watch that. There he goes, bobbing for apples. Can he just swallow that whole? I see he's kind of chewing it, but it looks pretty much intact in his mouth.
We wouldn't want him to swallow that whole. That could be kind of dangerous. So the more he chews on that, the better. So he's chewing that with those back molars. We wouldn't want that to go all the way down. We did have a hippo at another zoo. A kid threw a tennis ball into the pool, and it actually created some health issues for a hippo that ate the tennis ball. So very much good for him to chew properly, just like all of us.
And only let his keepers feed him.
Yes.
He does not need any extra treats. Hi, Lori. Tomorrow we have 4 lives for you at 9, 10, noon, and 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Katie, hi, she's 5. He weighs about 4,000 pounds. That's what we estimate. We don't really have a scale big enough for him. What other treats does he like? A lot of people are just tuning in, so they missed that first part where we talked about his diet.
Well, you see the apples are favorites. He also loves grapes and bananas, which he also got today. Monkey chow. It's not just for monkeys anymore. He gets that as a treat with his grain. And so he actually now had the full span of treats that he really, really likes. All of those we gave him today.
What about temperature? What kind of temperature does Mahali prefer? What temperature is the pool? And what's our threshold for letting him come outside?
You know, we can let Mahali out on a 40-degree day if it's sunny. He can run around out here in the snow. We can let him play out here. His water inside is heated. It's 90 degrees. So he can be like an aspen hippo. He can play out in the snow and then come into a hot tub. So the weather here, depending on how long it's been cold, we will sometimes give him a break and let him come outside for a little bit. He's got a back pool too that people usually can't see, and we can give him access and let him come back and forth from a snowy yard back into the hot tub. We just wouldn't fill this pool. This is a cold water pool, and it can freeze, and we don't want him to fall on any ice.
No, we do not. So a lot of questions about tomorrow's lives. So it's going to be on different animals. We're going to start with Mahali, just consider it sort of the part 2. And then we'll do penguins, our grizzly bear, and hyenas. So all 3 are species we have not featured because we're actually doing Humboldt penguins, not our African penguins like we did last week. Yes, Lala, finish that homework so you can tune into all of them. But everyone, if you miss any of them, they will be on our YouTube page. So you can check them out there. Megan's wondering if we have to do any dental care with Mahali.
We trimmed his tusks back when he was with his father. We were trimming Bert's tusks as well because they were sparring a lot. But now that he's by himself, we don't have to do any more dental care. We do a dental checkup. He does have a few places on one of his tusks that we're watching that he's kind of damaged a little bit. But so far, no veterinary care or any special dental needs.
Jody has a great question. Are his feet web-like, or are they more like an ungulate or another pachyderm, kind of hoof-like?
He has toes that have a little bit of webbing in between them, but not big webbing, like an animal that he doesn't swim and kick as much. Like we were talking about earlier, he does a lot of walking on the bottom, so he doesn't need all that webbing or any type of flipper action. So, but he does have a little bit of skin in between those toes. And he is considered an artiodactyl, which is an even-toed animal. So he has 4 toes on each foot.
4 toes on each foot. What a cool little hippo trivia fact there. So I think we're going to wrap up here, and we're going to take notice on the questions we didn't get to today, because first thing tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, we will talk to Mahali again. Well, we'll talk to Caitlin, but we'll be watching Mahali as part of our special Giving Tuesday Now Facebook Lives. Giving Tuesday is a really important day around Thanksgiving where we give back to our communities, but we're in need now. So tomorrow, May 5th, is Giving Tuesday now, and we hope you can join us and support us tomorrow. We're gonna have 4 Facebook Lives. We never have this many, so we're really excited to bring you 4 different species. Hopefully we cover some that you haven't seen and you all have been asking for. So we're very, very excited. So those are at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., noon, and 2. And if you miss any of them, they will be on the Denver Zoo YouTube page and our website. So we're really excited. Dave and Caitlin, thank you so much. We really appreciate you all joining us.
Bye, everybody. We miss y'all.
We miss you all. Yes, Dave is giving you a wave. There's Caitlin. We're going to reveal tomorrow how Mahali's artwork turned out, and maybe tell you about the really kind of cool way that he goes to the bathroom, because we didn't cover that today, and I think you all are going to want to know. Thank you to everyone who's donated today. We hope you can support us tomorrow as well for Giving Tuesday now, and we will see you at 9 a.m. right back here with Mahali. Bye, everyone.